Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to another edition of Teacher Talk. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning for ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And today, you, my friends, are in for a treat. Today, we are going to kind of pull back that curtain to our ROE 47 professional learning team, and we're going to find out about all those inner workings and what we have to offer our educators, our families, and all of our stakeholders here in the ROE 47 service area. And so to do that, I have with me my very dear friends, starting with Stacy Dingus, our digital teaching and learning specialist. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning, Angie, on this cold Thursday morning.
I know I keep my fingers crossed that I'm going to see an increase in those temperatures, but we'll have our eyes on March. Hopefully we'll see that then. And we also have with us Miss Marcia Minton. Marcia, good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Good morning to you. And I just keep thinking spring.
Yes, that's a good mantra. And finally, we have our Assistant Director of Professional Learning, Ms. Krista Peterson. Hi, Krista.
Good morning. Hope you all are staying warm, and I too am thinking spring. Can't come soon enough.
Okay, well, Angie, like you said, we are kind of switching things up today, and I'm going to be the one that's asking some questions on this episode of our Teacher Talk. So I think we will start with you, Angie. You're kind of the head of the professional learning team over here at the ROE, and a lot of people look to you for guidance, keeping up to date with new things that are changing in public education. So when you go about kind of planning those professional learning opportunities and thinking about what the teachers need, that's probably based around the thoughts and the philosophy of the professional learning team at ROE 47. Can you share a little bit about learning and how does that kind of guide you in your decisions?
So that's a great question and something that I'm really proud to talk about because in kind of thinking about our philosophy, we've worked really hard as a team. We have 14 incredible people on our professional learning team who kind of built that philosophy and that vision from the ground up. Of course, with feedback from some great stakeholder groups, including our curriculum directors, our teachers, and our administrators in the area. So if you are to visit our new website at www.roe47.org and visit our professional learning page, you'll find our mission and vision statements there. And I really feel like we are living that mission and vision. So we are dedicated to supporting the growth and achievement of all of our students and educators in partnership with our community stakeholders through ongoing, differentiated, and job-embedded professional learning. And our vision is really about partnering for success. So when we think about the things that really drive our professional learning and the support that we're providing to all of our stakeholders, we want it to be relevant. We want it to be timely. We want it to be differentiated and needs-based. We want to meet schools and districts and teachers with where they're at and really understand what their vision is moving forward, and then supporting them in a way that moves way beyond that idea of a one-stop sit and get training workshop, because we know that really that's great for building some foundation level knowledge, but to truly get to that sustainable implementation that reaches students, we are committed to being there, to supporting through coaching, through networking sessions, through high quality continuous school improvement. So we are trying to be very comprehensive and also partnering with all of our wonderful community agencies that we have in our 3-county area to help our efforts be even more successful.
Krista, as the Assistant Director of Professional Learning, can you talk a little bit about that philosophy that Angie just touched on and tell us how we support professional learning through our networking, through our PLCs, and our different trainings that we offer?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, in thinking about the philosophy and our mission and vision, our goal at the ROE is to provide a variety of different types of professional learning opportunities that meet the needs and the learning styles of our area educators. And we do that in a variety of different ways. As you said, one way is through our networking meetings. And in our networking meetings, we gather groups of educators who have similar roles in their buildings together. And these might include administrators or maybe a counselor's meeting or a librarian's meeting, groups from all over the area that can come together and share what's happening within their buildings and their districts. We share with them any updated information that they may need to know, and then allow them time to share successes, problem solve any challenges they may be having, and really learn from one another so they can take that back into their buildings. So our networking meetings are really valuable, especially for those who may be the only person in their building in that role. We also do professional learning through professional learning communities, and we are using this in many of our districts now. And first, we start by working with teachers and administrators to create a purpose and a structure for the PLC. Then we sit in on these meetings with the teams, and we help them to do things like identify students who may need extra support and how to do that, identify priority standards, plan instruction, analyze data, all kinds of things to help the teacher really reflect their teaching practices and then help them grow as they try new ideas and strategies. This time of year, or this year especially, we know that scheduling can be really difficult because based on all the different schedules that are happening with our different districts. This means the same. So we provide opportunities where you can join in at the same time with learning. We have special guests from community agencies and partners that come in to provide new learning and things that they can take back to their classrooms the next day. We also have asynchronous learning, which means the participants learn on their own time. These include our book studies or our new class that we're doing for refining remote teaching, where the students and participants will read or watch a movie or a clip on their own time and then join in discussion boards and activities to discuss what they're learning about. So through these professional learning opportunities, we meet educators where they are at and help them to continue to learn and grow.
Thank you, Krista. One of the last things that I wanted to make sure that we brought up was the coaching services that we offer. And Marcia, I know that you're really involved in that. Can you talk a little bit about the role that we do with coaching in professional learning, and then maybe share if you've actually helped some teachers through those coaching services that are offered?
Sure. I just feel like coaching can be, and many times should be, like a continuation of professional development, rather than just going, many times we teachers go to a workshop and we're so excited about the things that we've learned. And then the very next day we have to dive back into our classrooms and we have little time to incorporate or start bringing these things in. So, for a coach to be able to come in and have consistent meeting times with teachers to be able to help them to incorporate these things, maybe even observations. A coach could come into a classroom and observe and note how these new strategies are being used, or how things could be tweaked to improve instruction. Or also even a coach could even come in and do some modeling of a new instructional strategy. So there's many ways that coaching could really enhance professional development. And as far as my personal experience this year in actually doing some coaching, I've had the opportunity to work with some science teachers. And that's been very fun. With one, we worked to brainstorm and come up with some ways to incorporate science and engineering practices into the assessments that she's using along with her already adopted curriculum. And then I've also worked with the team to brainstorm and come up with some lessons for incorporating science and engineering practices into, just introducing them to middle school kids. So that's been fun. And then, but I think my favorite is having a chance to be a mentor to new teachers, new special ed teachers. So I'm there to help out with development of IEPs, maybe assist with behavioral issues. Before I go in to observe, I ask them, what is it that you feel like you're struggling with? Or what do you feel like you need some assistance with? And so I try to key in on that and then be able to give some advice or some ideas on how to maybe improve or change instructional practices. And then also to just the ability to be able to listen to, the frustrations and growing pains of new teachers. It's just, it's a good thing to, I wish I would have had that when I was a brand new teacher, and to be able to assist them in realizing that failure and struggle is all part of the growth process. So it's been, I feel very fortunate to be a part of any coaching I've done this year.
Wow, what great support is offered through the professional learning department at ROE 47. It's quite impressive. Angie, before we end, talk to us a little bit about the idea of continuous school improvement, why that's important, and how does that kind of tie back into the idea of professional learning?
So, continuous school improvement, I think, is the foundation and the heartbeat of everything that we do, because we know as educators, we can be working really hard in our classroom to make change for our students. But honestly, we would really like for that to be systemic. So every child has that same opportunity, no matter what teacher or what grade level they have or are in. So when we think about continuous school improvement, we're bringing together teams of people to engage in that cycle, to say, how are we doing? Where are we going? How are we going to evaluate some of our goals? And what is our long-term plan, not only for growth and for improvement, but also for sustainability? Because we want to make these changes and this improvement sustainable throughout our entire system. So it's a great piece that ties in professional learning, because you need professional learning in order to be able to do things like grow teacher capacity, improve systems, and actually ultimately coming back to monitor how we're doing with all of that. So if there are districts and schools out there who have not engaged in this process, it's probably one of the greatest efforts that a system can undertake, and it is hugely impactful to not only the students but the teachers and all the other stakeholders. So we are proud to be able to support that work. I think that does that wrap us up, Miss Stacy?
Yes, this was so great to hear all the opportunities that we offer at the ROE to see faces, put faces to names, and find out exactly when you need a service, who would be helping you with that. So thanks for including me today, Angie.
Well, your time is coming, Miss Stacy. We're going to find out here in the future about all of our digital opportunities that we are going to be having and growing in our own office, because we're engaging in some continuous improvement too. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining us for this Thursday edition of Teacher Talk. Facebook friends, we hope that you found this to be helpful. There's lots of great things that we are so excited, proud, and anxious to support you with. So please don't hesitate to contact any one of these fine ladies on our Teacher Talk today, or any of our other team members. So on behalf of Stacy Dinkus, who did a phenomenal job of facilitating today's conversation, and my friends Krista Peterson and Marcia Minton, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this Thursday edition of Teacher Talk. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay warm, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another wonderful edition of Teacher Talk.